Can you believe it's been 40 years since this zany, bionic superhero crime fighter came to the TV? Well, you better believe it. Prepare yourselves as I talk about Inspector Gadget in this TV log right now. This is a Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews TV log. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D. Back again with another TV log. Today I'm going to be talking about a show that's it's celebrating its 40th anniversary today. And this is a show I didn't get to see when it first came out. I got to see it in reruns later, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Anyway, this would be one of the first series to be produced by French animation studio known as DiC, which of course gave us The Lils, the same year this came out, and also later gave us shows like Heathcliff, Beverly Hills Teens, Captain the Game Master, and the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, and a host of others. And he's voiced by the legendary Don Adams, best known for his work as Maxwell Smart on TV's Get Smart. He's a zany crime fighter just like Smart is, but only he's more bionic. So now, without further ado, I bring to you Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget was an animated superhero sci-fi comedy adventure series that originally premiered in syndication on TV this day 40 years ago, September 12, 1983. It was produced by DiC. It was their first series. Of course, the other was The Lils, which debuted the same year. Inspector Gadget was co-created by Andy Hayward, who of course was one of the big workers at DiC, along with Gene Shalopin, also a big-time DiC worker, and Bruno Bianchi. The show was produced by DiC, as I've already mentioned, along with Lexington Broadcast Services Company. The show revolves around the adventures of a clumsy, dim-witted detective named Inspector Gadget, a cyborg human with various bionic gadgets built into his body, who is sent on missions to thwart plans by his nemesis Dr. Claw, the evil leader of an evil organization known as MAD, while unknowingly being assisted by his niece Penny and dog Brain. Now, of course, as I've already mentioned, the show premiered recently. I guess I'm just a little late, but it's okay. Maybe I just got my dates mixed up, so I apologize for that. I said this day, it was a week ago. Sorry, I humbly apologize for that. It premiered on September 5th. Now, although it had a pilot episode that came out on December 4th of 1982, the series ran for 2 seasons till 1985, with 86 episodes produced, and remained in syndication into the late 1990s. Now, it was also one of the first animated series to be presented in stereo sound. And it also proved to be a success for DiC, not only launching the franchise, but also a sequel series in 2015, as well as 2 live-action films which Disney gave us, but also encouraging the company to produce additional programs like Heathcliff, for example. Alright, Inspector Gadget. Yeah, he works for a secret police organization that, combats crime across the globe, with each of his missions focused on thwarting the criminal schemes of MAD, which stands for Me and Dirty, a criminal organization led by the nefarious Dr. Claw and conducted by his agents. Now, despite the fact that Gadget is equipped with numerous gadgets to help him, including a personal vehicle that can morph between a family minivan to a compact police car, which of course, aka the Gadget Mobile, he is ultimately incompetent and clueless on each mission, kind of like Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther films, or even Maxwell Smart from Get Smart. Now, he often uses a gadget that he did not call for, so he's glitchy at times, and is sometimes prone to causing trouble inadvertently for those around him. An example of this running gag, he gets a message briefing from his boss, Chief Quimby, who hands him to him while in disguise. As Gadget's eyes move back and forth, reading, and once he finishes reading, it's like, this message will self-destruct. And then he walks up the paper, it's like, don't worry, Chief, Inspector Gadget is always on duty. And just throws it back to where Quimby was, and boom! Oh boy. Yeah, in reality, the investigations are often conducted by Gadget's niece Penny, who has a gifted sleuthing mind despite her young age and secretly operates behind the scenes to thwart Matt's plot and ensure that her uncle remains out of harm's way, as Claw frequently instructs his agents to get rid of Gadget before he can stop them, in denial that she is his real enemy. Even though Gadget is incompetent, he always escapes danger due to luck, either from a misfired Gadget or from the assistance of the family dog Brain, who usually shadows him in disguise. On most occasions, his disguise often causes Gadget to chase him in the mistaken belief that he's a mad agent. While Penny remains in contact with him during her investigation, she is often placed in danger and either escapes by recalling Brain for help or using her own technology. Despite the pair's involvement, both make it certain that Gadget is seen to have completed the mission in Quimby's opinion. In some cases, Gadget actually completes the mission, though usually through his own luck. Claw always vows revenge on Gadget for thwarting his schemes and flees the scene on most occasions, having been on site to oversee his plans. Like many tunes made in the 1980s, the show ended with a PSA at the end, advising how to handle a situation such as the danger of dealing with strangers and what have you. Of course, this was included in other cartoons like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, which debuted the same year. I'll be talking about that very soon. Given the fact that the score for this series was composed by Shuki Levy and Haim Saban, they also did the music for various other Deep shows, as well as the Ruby Spears Mr. T cartoon, which also debuted the same year. Now then, again, there was a total of 86 episodes produced and aired overall during its run, a pilot episode. Now, in the first version of the pilot, Inspector Gadget is voiced by Jesse White, who most people may remember him best as the original Lonely Maytag repairman. Gary Owens voiced him in the second version. I'm sure you know who that is. A big time late grade announcer of Antenna TV and also Rowan Martin's Laugh-In. And also the voice of numerous characters like Space Ghost, the Blue Falcon from Dynama, Dog Wonder, and many others. And throughout the series, but then he was voiced by Don Adams, who, of course, was already well known for voicing playing Maxwell Smart on TV's Get Smart. This wasn't the first time he worked in animation. He voiced himself in an episode of the new Scooby-Doo movies, and also voiced the titular penguin character of the 60s cartoon Tennessee Tuxedo and His Tales. Of course, he often utters 4 catchphrases during episodes like "Wowzers!" at times of shock or complete surprise, or "Go Go Gadget!" which is often spoke before Gadget names the gadget he intends to use, like the copter and what have you. And once uses his phone, he hears things like, "Is that you, Chief? You're where?" Yeah. And I've already given you his other one. It's like, "I'm always on duty." He often introduces himself with this, "My name is Inspector Gadget." Yes. Anyway, and Penny is voiced by Cree Summer, who of course would later go on to do Tiny Two Adventures, Codename Kids Next Door, and lots of other animated series. Oh yeah, and the Rugrats. She originally voiced Penny in the first season. In the second season, it's Holly Berger. She's a great character, and I like her and what she had to offer. Brain's vocal effects are done by Frank Welker, who, of course, he's still doing Scooby Doo to this day, and Fred Jones in the Scooby Doo franchise. Now, by season 2, Brain was using this video link to talk to Penny in dog talk, reminiscent of Scooby Doo in ways. I didn't know that because I didn't watch much of the second season, though. I've seen a little bit. Anyway, Chief Quimby's voiced by Dan Hennessy originally in the first season, and Maurice LaMarche in season 2. Yes, he's a good catcher, even despite he gets blown by those self-destruct bits. Now, then of course we got Gadget's sidekick introduced in the second season, who of course was, let's see, Corporal Capeman, voiced by Townsend Coleman, who would later go on to voice Michelangelo in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Dr. Claw is also voiced by Frank Welker mostly, and sometimes Don Franks. He's the leader, and he has a pet cat as well called Mad Cat, a reference to James Bond and a reference to James Bond villain Blofeld. Yeah, the character always uses his catchphrase at the end of each episode during the end credits, which I can easily do. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. Yeah, Welker did this dark voice for Darkseid later in the Super Friends later on. So anyway, yeah, I really thought this was pretty good. So anyway, they did a pretty good job with it. Anyway, after Inspector Gadget came to an end, there would be numerous other spin-offs and what have you. There would be a special Christmas special that aired in the mid-90s called Inspector Gadget Saves Christmas, as well as the spin-off series Gadget Boy and the educational show Inspector Gadget's Field Trip. And of course, there would also be a lot of other things, numerous merchandise and what have you. Definitely. Anyway, after it aired, it actually did air on Nickelodeon in October of 1987, ran until 92, and then again from 96 to 2000, which is where I caught it since I didn't get to catch its original run. It also briefly aired on CBS from 91 to 92. It's also been aired on the Family Channel, which of course pre-Freeform, and the Global Television Network in Canada, and was also shown on the Cubo channel until they shut down in 2021. It has been released on video cassette as well as DVD. Now, the series is also currently available to stream on numerous platforms, including, well, you had to purchase it from Prime Video, but if you want to see it, you can see it on Paramount Plus, as it was formerly with CBS All Access. You can also find it on the Roku channel, Pluto TV, Tubi, and YouTube. There's an official Inspector Gadget YouTube channel you can check that out as well. Anyway, from what I've seen of Inspector Gadget, I thought it was so hilarious and what have you. I thought it was incredible. It was just a great, great series. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it and what have you. Oh yeah, one other thing. I almost forgot. Now, I've reviewed the 1999 film from Disney that starred Matthew Broderick as the titular character, along with Rupert Everett as Dr. Claude, Dabney Coleman as Chief Quimby, and Michelle Trachtenberg as Penny. Don Adams, who is still alive, did, well, a voice for Brain in a post-credit scene, though it was distant and what have you, but, well. And then, of course, a direct-to-video sequel came out with French Stewart in the titular role. But I'll be I haven't reviewed that one yet, but I will sometime. There would also be a new a new continuation series as well in the mid 2010s. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it though. But anyway, with outrageous fun-filled humor and craziness and what have you, I think Inspector Gadget is such a great show, and I definitely would recommend you watch this show if you haven't seen this. But I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Oh, P.S. One other difference: if you watch the pilot episode, you'll know that Gadget originally had a mustache. As a matter of fact, just thought you want to know that as a just in case, you know. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this vid. What did you think? Did you ever watch Inspector Gadget when you were a kid? Or maybe caught in reruns? Well, let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of the third Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, The Manhattan Project, for the NES, that is. So I do hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, consider checking out these other vids. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the Inspector Gadget movie from 1999. I probably won't re-review it because this vid's already done so well. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see the Saturday morning TV log I did for Deke's other first big tune, which was The Littles. Or go to the bottom right-hand corner and see the Saturday morning TV log for the Mr. T tune, which of course also had score by Shuki Levy and Haim Saban. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the TV log. Then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.